All right, if you're gearing up for a system design interview, you absolutely need to know about clean architecture. It's one of those concepts that can take a good answer and make it a great one. So in the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly what it is, why it's so important, and how you can explain it like you've been doing this for years. Let's just kick things off with a question that, well, it probably hits a little too close to home. I mean, come on, you've been there, right? You decide to swap out your database, or maybe you just tweak a tiny little thing in the UI, and suddenly the whole system just falls apart. It's a classic symptom of a fragile, tangled mess of an architecture. And this fragility? It all comes from a problem called tight coupling. Just imagine you're building a house, but the plumbing, the electricity, and the walls are all hopelessly fused together. If you get one small leak in a pipe, the whole structure is at risk. That's exactly what's happening inside our code. And the symptoms? Oh, they are painfully obvious. The system becomes an absolute nightmare to maintain. Trying to test any single part is nearly impossible because everything depends on everything else. But the biggest problem, the most critical one, is that your core business logic, the actual rules that make your application special, is changed to the whims of your database or your web framework. So how do we get out of this mess? Well, the answer is clean architecture. At its core, it's a design philosophy built on one incredibly powerful idea: the separation of concerns. The entire goal is to build a system where your core business logic is completely isolated. It doesn't know, and it really doesn't care what database, framework, or UI you happen to plug into it. Now, at the very heart of clean architecture is one single, non-negotiable rule. Seriously, if you remember only one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. This rule is the blueprint that turns that fragile house of cards into an impenetrable fortress. It's called the dependency rule, and it's so simple. All dependencies must point inward. Think of it like a one-way street. The outer layers of your application are allowed to know about the inner layers, but the inner layers must remain completely oblivious to the outside world. This right here is the secret to protecting your most valuable code. To really understand this rule, we need to visualize the system as an onion with these distinct concentric layers. We're going to build our whole system from the most important part, the very center, and then work our way out. So at the absolute core, the very center of it all, we find the entities. Think of these as the crown jewels of your application. They represent the high-level business rules and objects, like a user or an order. Now, the crucial point here is that they have zero dependencies. They know nothing about any database, any framework, or any UI. They are pure, unadulterated business logic. Okay, wrapping around those entities is the next layer, the use cases. This is where your application-specific business logic lives. It basically orchestrates the flow of data, using the entities to achieve a specific goal, like create order or process payment. So you can think of this layer as defining all the specific actions your application can actually perform. Moving further out, we have the interface adapters. The best way to think of this layer is as a set of translators. It takes data from the messy outside world and converts it into a nice, convenient format for the inner layers to use. And it does the same thing on the way out. This is where you'll find things like your controllers handling web requests or presenters formatting data for the UI. And finally, on the very outside, we have frameworks and drivers. This is where all the details live: your database, your web framework, your UI. These are the tools we use, but they are not the system itself. They're volatile, they change all the time, and that dependency rule is what protects our stable core from all their chaos. Let's make this way more concrete with a quick e-commerce example. Okay, so a request to create an order hits your API controller, which lives out in the frameworks layer. That controller, which is an adapter, then calls the create order use case, passing in whatever data it needs. The use case then takes over and orchestrates the order entity to apply the core business rules. You see the flow? It's always from the outside in. The order entity at the core has no idea an API call even happened. So you might be thinking, wow, this sounds like a lot of work. Is all this trouble really worth it? What are the actual real-world payoffs for building this kind of architectural fortress? Now, this slide here really drives the point home. On the left, you've got a typical layered architecture. It can become a tangled mess of chaotic dependencies really fast. Your business logic ends up depending on the database, and that's a huge problem. But on the right, with clean architecture, those strict inward-pointing dependencies create a clean, protected core. But let's be realistic, it's not a silver bullet. Nothing is. The advantages are huge, for sure. Your system becomes highly maintainable. It's super easy to test. And you get this incredible flexibility to swap out your database or UI without a total rewrite. The trade-offs? Well, it can seem complex at first. There's a bit of a learning curve. And yeah, it's definitely overkill for a small throwaway prototype. Okay, now for the part you've been waiting for. How do you actually talk about this in an interview? How do you say this in a way that shows you really, truly get the concept? This is the key idea you want to get across. A really great answer sounds something like the quote you see on this slide. It's concise, it hits all the key benefits, independence, maintainability, and testability, and most importantly, it shows you understand the why behind the architecture, not just the what. And if you really want to show a deeper level of understanding, you should also mention what not to do. The absolute biggest mistake is violating that dependency rule. Others include mixing concerns from different layers, or, and this is just as important, trying to force this complex pattern onto a small, simple project where it just isn't needed. Ultimately, it all comes back to this one powerful idea. The world of frameworks, databases, and APIs is always changing, always in flux. By building a fortress around your core business logic, you create a system that's stable, adaptable, and truly built to last. And as an architect, your number one job is to protect that core.